10 Conference.
Welcome to Lincoln, Nebraska, where football on the Big Ten Network is powered by Unleaded 88. A couple of 5-5 clubs, Wisconsin and Nebraska from Memorial Stadium in Lincoln. .403 consecutive sellouts at Memorial Stadium. Today expected to be number 404 as the Huskers ready to come out onto the field. Battle for the Freedom Trophy as Nebraska tries to claim its first in this series history. Huskers on approach. Here comes Nebraska. Great vibe at Memorial Stadium, per usual in Lincoln, getting ready for a battle with the Wisconsin Badgers. Hi again, everybody. Welcome high atop Memorial Stadium with Jake Butt, Brooke Fletcher down on the field, Jeff Levering with you. Thanks for being with us today. And boy, there are a lot of storylines getting into this one, Jake, but let's start with this. Both teams at 5-5, and at the end of today, one of these programs will be in a bowl game.
I think the goal, obviously, for both programs is to transcend beyond just getting to a bowl game, transcend beyond just those 6 wins. And really, that's what this bowl race is about. It's not just the game, but it's the 15 practices you get when you become eligible for a bowl game. Now, what's most interesting is the context around both programs. Wisconsin, historically winning. They've been to 22 straight bowl games. That's an expectation and a standard. The exact opposite is true for Nebraska. And Matt Rule mentioned to us, getting to 6 wins, they can finally throw that label to the side of the outside label of feeling snake-bitten at times.
Well, Nebraska hasn't been to a bowl game since 2016. Both of these programs have new offensive coordinators in the last month. For Wisconsin, they did not name an interim OC. It is going to be collaboration today.
Yeah, Phil Longo out, Letton in. He's the tight end coach right now. But as you mentioned, it's going to be a collaborative effort. You know, there was some excitement about Phil Longo when he got with the Badgers. He wanted to implement that air raid system. It certainly felt like there was a disconnect between Longo and Fickell. So now Letton will call the plays today. Fickell has told us this is going to be a collaborative effort, like you mentioned, Jeff. But the one certainty that I believe, that Tony White believes, we're going to see a heavy dose of the run game. Now, the same is true for Nebraska. They also made a change. That guy right there is Dana Holgorsen. Initially, he was hired as an outside consultant, but almost immediately he was promoted to offensive coordinator. Now, that was a little more than 2 weeks ago. It has been a sprint ever since. There's just not enough time to implement his own system. So what is this really about? It's about getting a fresh set of eyes on their operation. Now, he shared with us a few goals that he has this afternoon. Simplify the system, keeping Raiola clean, and getting more out of that run game.
They're just trying to learn names at this point. One name we don't need to learn about is Brooke Fletcher. She's down in the field, and one of the names Dana Holgorsen didn't have to learn was his quarterback, Dylan Raiola.
Yeah, since coming to Nebraska, Dana Holgorsen said he's been nothing but impressed with Dylan Raiola, just from his preparation, his leadership, and his overall football IQ. He said, man, how is this guy a freshman? But one thing he did figure out is that he was getting hit way too many times on this offense, and you could tell that it was really wearing on his confidence. So that's something that they really addressed just to get him back and trusting that playmaking ability. He said you could see him taking a step in the right direction last week versus USC, but now you got to build off of that. He also gave some credit to the communication system in game, just really establishing that dialogue. But he told me, hey, listen, Dylan, he knows the plays. He knows this offense. I'm just in his ear, just trying to remind him, just talking some football, gaining some momentum there and that confidence under center, guys.
Thank you so much, Brooke. It is a perfect day for football. 60 degrees the weekend before Thanksgiving. You couldn't have drawn it up any better. Might be a little different for our crew next week when we go to Happy Valley in Penn State. But for today, we are going to enjoy this one in Lincoln, Nebraska. Sunny skies and a jacked up crowd. Wisconsin won the toss, elected to kick. Opening kick is handled by Ja'Cory Barney. Barney breaks to the outside. Down the sideline he goes. And out of bounds. Great field position for the Cornhuskers on their opening drive.
Man, what a start to this game. This crowd, one of the most loyal fan bases in college football. They stand behind their team. They just need some reason to cheer and get on their feet. And how about Barney starting off the game with an explosive return?
45 yards on the return. The quarterback, freshman Dylan Raiola, up and down season, trying to get himself going with a new offensive coordinator.
Man, this was a headline grabber when Matt Rule was able to secure Raiola as a commit. Came in early. Halfway through his high school year, there was so much excitement, so much buzz, and he delivered early, led this team to a 5-1 start, but he's kind of been spinning his tires since then. Dana Holgorsen said the key today is keeping him clean.
Gonna hand it off on first down, hit, and he's gonna be short of the 50-yard line after a gain of 3. Emmett Johnson on the carry. That's a formation you might see a lot of today with two backs in the backfield.
That's a Holgorsen staple, really, and he said it helps balance out the defense. It gets predictable looks, and from there, predictability is key for a young quarterback.
Raiola to pass on 2nd and 7. Catch made, and near the sticks goes Emmett Johnson at 7 catches last week in the loss in Southern California against USC. The starters for Nebraska trying to get those wide receivers. They've got huge bodies, but they got to be physical on the outside.
Right, a lot of potential, and it's funny, we have the names up here. Dana Holgorsen might be studying these names, right? He's now the play caller. He said he called them by numbers. He said, look out for number 4, number 17, number 18. All the potential in the world, but what Holgorsen said that I completely agree with. Before you catch the ball, you got to help in the run game.
Johnson gets the carry again. Big hole up the middle, first down, Cornhuskers.
Listen, this running back room was challenged very bluntly by Dana Holgorsen. Felt they had potential, but said they need to make guys miss. It's on Holgorsen and the offensive line to get the backs to the second level. Then it's on the backs to do the rest. That was a really nice cut there in the backfield by Emmett Johnson, feeling the overflow by Wisconsin's defensive line. And between the return by Barney and that run by Johnson, this is a nice start for the Cornhuskers.
Big block by the right guard, Henry Latovsky, to spring him free. Blitz coming from the outside, got rid of it, catch made into the red zone. Go the Huskers, catch by Jamal Banks. Raiola got hit.
Yes, great feel by the freshman too. If he held on to that ball another split second, Jeff, that's a sack. But he held on just long enough and delivered a strike.
Set it down at the 9-yard line, 1st and goal. It's an area where Nebraska has struggled all year, putting touchdowns on the board in the red zone. Johnson gets it to the 5. There's the defense for Wisconsin. They're going to be without their star safety, Hunter Wohler, this afternoon.
It's a big loss, but really the strength of the defense is this defensive line, in my opinion, particularly on the inside. The edges have started to show up and play really good ball. Christian Allegro, number 28, he has been balling lately, Jeff. Past 2 weeks has really kind of solidified himself as the go-to guy in that linebacker room. But as you mentioned, Hunter Wohler, he's the Swiss Army knife in the back end.
Heinrich Harburger's in at quarterback for Nebraska. Harburg keeps. Harburg right side. Touchdown Huskers. A statement on their opening drive of the game.
And on senior night as well. The Husker fans, yeah, I mean, there's so many reasons to cheer. What a great start to the game. Getting Harburg in the game has been a big emphasis. There's been a lot of buzz in this fan base, wondering with some of those red zone struggles that you mentioned, Jeff, will we see Harburg get more touches? That's one example. I will say I expect to see more today. Reminds me of Taysom Hill with the New Orleans Saints, right? For a running back, he's a physical runner.
First rushing score of the year for Heinrich Harburg. Remember, he was the starter for much of the season last year. Extra point is up and good. Opening drive of less than 3 minutes, and Nebraska went right down the field. Harburg calls his own number. It's 7-0 Huskers. $7-0 Nebraska. Opening drive just 2 minutes and 53 seconds after a great return from Ja'Cory Barney, the freshman. Set up Raiola and company, a couple of big plays. The running game was going, and Heinrich Harburg finished out that drive. Now we'll see Luke Fickell and his new look offense.
Just a picture-perfect start for Nebraska. And that's a credit to Dana Holgerson, credit to the special teams.
Buschini kicks it away. And returnable for Wisconsin. Go up the gut and short of the 20-yard line on the return. Cade Iacomelli was returning it for Wisconsin. And now we'll see Braden Locke as this Wisconsin team tries to snap a 3-game losing streak. And they got a new play caller.
Yep, and Nate Litton, the tight end coach, expected to call the plays. It's going to be a collaborative effort. They got to help out Braden Locke. That's the key. Listen, he's not the most talented guy on the planet, but he's really smart. And I think when he's gotten in trouble, Jeff, is when they put too much weight on his shoulders. The one thing I expect to see is heavy run. Felt at times Longo got away from that run. And I believe that's part of the reason Fickell ended up making the move.
Tommy Walker gets the carry on first down, and there are a lot of Nebraska helmets to that football. The Wisconsin offense, they will be without Will Pauling today. Left the game against Oregon after scoring his touchdown, so a lot of Vinny Anthony, Trech Kahuna on the outside. This offensive line needs to get pushed early.
Yeah, Will Pauling is the key, leads the team in targets. He's their go-to guy, but I think it'll matter less today. Just to re-emphasize the point, I expect heavy doses of run by this Badger offensive line.
Kahuna goes in motion. Locke gets it out quickly to Vinny Anthony, makes a man miss. He's short of the 30-yard line and maybe just a yard short of a first down. But Will Pauling on the sideline did travel with the team, but they are going to miss his presence. It's 3rd down and 1 for Wisconsin.
Yeah, Pauling, right, his presence will be missed, but they targeted Vinny Anthony there. He's been having such a phenomenal season. We're seeing him grow in real time. So his role, Vinny Anthony's role, will further increase with Pauling out. Another guy to watch out for, number 2, Trech Kahuna.
The officials just moved the football up about 6 inches, which turned it into a first down. So forget the 3rd down and 1. It's 1st and 10 for Wisconsin. Locke. Again, Vinny Anthony. It's going to be such a big key for Braden Locke. Get that ball out of his hand quickly as we take a look at the Nebraska defense. They have a ton of seniors on this defensive front that is very stout.
Yeah, that D-line is what always stands out to me. Nash Hutmaker, Ty Robinson, the big polar bears in the middle of the defense. The key with this 3-3-5 system is the versatility. Try to mess with the looks of the Badgers' offensive line.
2nd and 3, Locke again across the middle, first down. Anthony still on his feet, looking for the sideline. Vinny Anthony out of bounds inside the 25-yard line. Anthony making Husker miss time and time again.
Vinny Anthony is the total package. We mentioned Will Pauling leads the team in targets. Vinny Anthony is 2nd, and how he started to earn his role was as a deep threat. He was catching fades and go balls down the sideline, but he's evolved into the complete wide receiver that you just saw right there, catching a slant and then doing it after the catch. He also leads the team in yak, Jeff, yards after the catch. Good example of it there.
How about the zip on that football, too, from Braden Locke? Go up the middle. Walker, good gain on first down. He's near the 15-yard line. Vinny Anthony, 3 catches, 58 yards, and doing work after the catch.
And it's part of the system, too, okay? Because he caught that on an RPO. So Wisconsin wants to run the ball. Then they want to get polars going around, and then they want to run the RPO with the polars. The polars force the Nebraska linebackers to step up and play the run, which opens up the grass there on an inside slant.
2nd down and 4 for Wisconsin, already in the red zone. Pressure coming from Nebraska. It's picked up. Corner of the end zone, incomplete, and a flag comes out. Kekahuna, the intended receiver. Deshaun Singleton was in coverage.
Pass interference. Defense, number 2. Ball be placed in spot of foul. Automatic first down.
Gave it to Isaac Gifford on the penalty.
What happened there is Tony White sent pressure. Look at the coverage structure back there. This is basically zero coverage. That's Gifford actually in the middle of the screen. I believe you were right in calling that out, that it was Singleton, Jeff, right?
Yep, it had to be Singleton. Just a misidentification on the number there. And Gifford was in no man's land. All right, so it's 1st and goal from the 4. 2 really good drives to open up this game for both offenses. Locke, end zone. Foot down. And a touchdown. Boy, there were not a lot of signals there at all as Bryson Green came down with the score. Outstanding drive by Wisconsin. A touchdown to Bryson Green.
Yeah, and Bryson, he won at the line of scrimmage. He won with his release. Checking the catch all the way through. He beat Buford off the line of scrimmage and was wide open. Ooh.
So that ball
came out late.
That ball comes loose right there. Again, we didn't see any officials make a ruling on that far side. The Wisconsin sideline was celebrating, but
it was late.
Yeah, let's go to Mike Pereira. Mike, what do you think there?
Right?
Nope. Crowd is incensed, and the replay officials have not called this play dead yet, as Nebraska is going to take a timeout to give them more time.
So it's about completing the catch, right? It looked like he
Nebraska
had possession of the ball.
Ruling on the field
Yep.
of a completed pass. We'll review the play.
So Nebraska is challenging this play. Mike Pereira got to complete it all the way to the ground, right?
Yeah, you do if you're going to the ground. Now he gets bumped and he's headed to the ground. He regains his balance some, still has control of the ball in his right hand, and then it pops out. There is some point where it has to end, and he's got control, a foot, another foot, still has the ball turned around, still has control of the ball, then it pops up. To me, this feels like a catch and a touchdown.
Feels like it and looks like it to me.
Yeah, thanks so much, Mike. Again, the officials are taking so long to make a call. They're looking at it, and now, again, Nebraska challenging. The replay officials did not buzz down to stop it, so Nebraska's using a challenge.
And based on that look, I mean, that was a lot of time he had possession and a lot of movement. I agree with Mike, it looked like a catch. Now, what happened is Bryson Green beat Marquise Buford off the line of scrimmage. He cooked him. He was open for a good second or two, and Locke kind of floated the ball out there. Had he put some zip on it, we wouldn't even be discussing
After review,
it.
the ruling on the field is confirmed. It is a touchdown. Nebraska has charged their first timeout and may not challenge for the remainder of the game.
So they lose their challenge. Bryson Green comes away with the score. It's his first touchdown of the season. Did not have a catch last week in the loss to Oregon.
Watch this release right here at the line of scrimmage. You see how he has all that's wide open down in the end zone. He just beat Buford to the spot. When you're running a fade, you're working towards that back pylon, and Locke kind of floated the ball. We saw him throw zip to Vinny Anthony on some of those passes on this drive. That one he floated a little bit, but it was a good job by Bryson Green with strong hands at the point of attack.
How about the first 2 drives for both of these offenses, Jake?
Both offensive coordinators, new coordinators.
The extra point is up and good from Nathaniel Vacos. So touchdown Nebraska, touchdown Wisconsin. 7-7 and a barn burner. 7-7 game in Lincoln. Today's Impact Players sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance, Jake.
Thomas Fedoni, their big tight end, he's been someone Raiola has looked to in key situations, 3rd down, 4th down, red zone. Big-time recruit coming out of high school, has had to overcome ACLs, still very capable. Emmett Johnson, mentioned it on the last drive. Dana Holgerson challenged these running backs to break tackles. We saw Emmett Johnson do a little bit of that on the last drive, and then on the interior of that defensive line, Elijah Hills, transfer from Albany. Really been impressed with the way he's played on the inside of the Badgers defense.
Well, experience the expanded Big Ten Conference like never before with Big Ten Plus. Stream thousands of live, non-televised live events across the Big Ten. Plus, enjoy next-day game replays for every Big Ten game. Subscribe now at BigTenPlus.com.
So let's think about this. So Wisconsin, they play Penn State really tough at home, and you're thinking, wow, maybe they found something. They lose the game, but then they go on the road to Iowa and got steamrolled. Okay, they bounce back. They have Oregon at home last week, #1 team in the country. They play them really, really tough. And now what Fickell told us this week is they want to avoid having that hangover that they did against Iowa.
Raiola to pass on 1st down. Reception is good to Ja'Cory Barney, tackled right on the spot. Leon Lowry.
I think that might have been Austin Brown, number 9. Yeah, and Austin Brown, as we mentioned, Hunter Waller, the Swiss Army knife, the leader, Mr. Do-It-Everything for the Badger defense. He's out, which means Brown's role is going to increase. Max Lofi, another guy that's expected to get more playing time.
And we're going to get movement on Thomas Fedoni.
False start. Offense, number 24. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Key guys for Wisconsin not available today, Jake. We talked about Hunter Waller. Of course, Will Pauling is out today, too.
These are their, really, you can argue, the 2 key guys on each side of the ball for the Badgers, Jake.
2nd and 11 after the penalty. Raiola to the outside. Good secure catch, but a better tackle on the outside. Ricardo Hallman bringing down Isaiah Nair.
What teams have done, what I expect to see Wisconsin do, they're going to pressure Dylan Raiola. He's a young quarterback. He has a Big Ten high 6 interceptions against the blitz this year. Expect to see that in these 3rd down packages.
A duck thrown to the outside, incomplete, brings up 4th down. Some pressure on Raiola.
And Raiola missed Ja'Cory Barney Jr., number 17. He was running a shallow route. Watch this. Coming right across the field. Just take a look. There's the pressure that I mentioned, and Barney was open. It looked like Austin Brown was in coverage. Raiola he felt the pressure, so he knew he had to get rid of the ball quick, but he threw it to the wrong guy. Barney was open and likely would have had a 1st down, if not more.
False start penalty stalling the drive. Boucher to kick it away. Nice punt. Vinny Anthony on the return. Anthony sandwiched before the 30-yard line. That's another part of Hunter Waller's game. He was returning punts for the last month. Black shirts are out in Lincoln. Wisconsin's got the ball. Football on the Big Ten Network is powered by Unleaded 88, Engine Smart Earth Kind. By State Farm, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by DirecTV. Stream Big Ten football all season long on DirecTV without a satellite dish. Nash Hutmaker, John Bullock, Ty Robinson. On senior day, the defense back on the field for Nebraska. Darion Dupree in the backfield with Braden Locke to open up this drive. From the 29, Locke on a busted play. Does not get back to the line of scrimmage. Impact Players, Jake, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance.
And I love watching Tawee Walker play. 5'9", 218. He's a bowling ball, runs with great patience and balance. And Tucker Ashcraft, I could have put a lot of guys. I was intentional by putting Ashcraft. He plays tight end. His tight end coach is calling the plays. They use him heavily in the run game. Expect an increased role in the passing game. Ty Robinson. He's the big bear next to the polar bear, Nash Hutmaker. The interior of this Nebraska defensive line is ferocious.
Locke again to pass across the middle. Nice catch. Trech Kekahuna on the reception to move the sticks. Take another look.
That ball is coming out of Locke's hands today, man. It's got extra zip on it. And Locke's done some nice things at times. He's shown he's capable at times. They love his IQ, but for him, it's about avoiding those big mistakes. All this is good to start the game, but this season he's been due for one bad mistake.
Dupree gets the carry, and he gets out to the 46-yard line. Let's go downstairs for Brooke Fletcher.
Wide receiver coach Kenny Guyton handled both the wide receivers and the quarterbacks this week, even holding joint meetings for the two groups. You can see him talking to both of those position groups there. He said it's not unheard of, but it's rare. And Braden Locke told me he loved it. He said as a former quarterback at a program like Ohio State, Kenny offers unique insights that really helps him focus on the small details. He said those joint meetings really boosted their chemistry, helped them see things from new perspectives, and having everything come from one voice has kept them on the same page at practice, you guys.
Thank you, Brooks. 2nd down and 5. Locke again back to pass. Locke running out of time, gets hit as he throws. It's incomplete. Got hit hard. Third down and 5. McGahee with the big hit.
That was close to a fumble. Great job by McGahee beating the right tackle, Riley Malman.
Looked like that football was still in his hand. Remember, Nebraska has no more challenges for the rest of the ball game. Lost a timeout. 3rd down and 5. To the outside, incomplete. Looking for Tucker Ashcraft. 4th down.
Great team defense, great response by Nebraska's defense there. They were collapsing that pocket slowly, and just a close miss from Locke out in the flat. I'm expecting pressure from both defenses today. For Braden Locke, Jeff, he's completing only 31% of his passes when facing pressure, so I'd imagine Tony White sends some extra resources at him.
Atticus Bertrams to punt. Isaiah Garcia Castaneda on the return. Fair catch called for and secured at the 11-yard line. Takes us to a timeout. Couple of touchdowns, couple of punts. 7-7. Here's today's opening refresh. It is presented by Sattva. Great vibes at Memorial Stadium. All of downtown Lincoln, Haymarket District. Place was jumping. Headed into the last home game of the year in Lincoln. Nebraska's got the football for a 3rd time. And an opening drive touchdown. Raiola hands it off. Dante Dowdell with the carry for a gain of 4. Playing with some tempo. Raiola on play action. Underhand flip and a stick ball is out. Wisconsin recovers. What a huge hit by Jake Chaney to knock that ball loose. Janiron Bonner was the one who initially had the potential catch. The ball popped up and Wisconsin came away with it.
Man, we've talked about the narratives for Nebraska. It's the chase to get to 6, to get to that 6th win in the bowl game, and this is a perfect example of why they haven't been able to do that. Turnovers have killed Nebraska in recent history. This is
Ben Barton
put
on
it
the
on
interception.
Him. Yeah, I mean, it's, Raiola put it on him for Bonner. He's trying to just get a check down, and live to fight another day, and that popped right up after a big-time hit by Jake Chaney.
And a big man pick for the Badgers, and they are immediately in the red zone. Darion Dupree again in the backfield. And incomplete right through the hands of Tucker Ashcraft.
I feel partially responsible because I put the tight ends as my impact players, having been a former tight end. We got one false start, now a drop.
Do not believe in announcer jinxes.
I don't, but dang, I mean, I can't argue with it now.
Got a lot of game left. Locke started 5 for 5 with a score. He's 0 for his last 3. Walker back in the backfield. Walker gets it, absorbs a hit, breaks one tackle, and then driven down. John Bullock in pursuit. That's a key. They want Tommy Walker going sideways.
Yeah, take a look at big number 9, Ty Robinson. Talk about winning at the point of attack. This is how you get him to run sideways. He took Malman and walked him back into the backfield. That allows his buddy John Bullock to pursue, but my goodness, when you're playing these two guys, Hutmaker and Robinson, you might have nightmares throughout the week knowing you have to try to block them. Not many can.
6'6", 310, used his low leverage to get inside the pads of 6'8", Riley Ballman. Across the middle. Just short, they hit Green again. His second catch sets up a field goal opportunity, potentially. Offense staying on the field for now.
Really nice protection from Wisconsin, and this is going to be the game, okay? Braden Locke has struggled against pressure. I mentioned 31% completion rate against pressure. So expect Nebraska to blitz, which is something they already do. But the key is here in the game within the game, Wisconsin's got one of the best offensive lines in the Big Ten. They've given up the 3rd fewest amount of pressures in the conference all season. So statistically, they've been able to keep their quarterback clean.
Vaco's trying to put it through from 29, and whistles blow it dead before the attempt.
Delay game. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Push it to 34.
What a great response, though, from Nebraska's defense. Just being put in a really bad position. They have a standard, though, and Tony White said what he loves about this group is, as a coach, as a defensive coordinator, he has tried to take responsibility and accountability. He said the errors are on him as a coach, but he said what he loves about this unit, they put it on themselves.
Now from 34. And he missed it. Wide left.
So you see the clock winding down, and if you're Coach Fickell, you have a choice. Do you call a timeout to avoid the delay of game or not? Smart to not call a timeout there, because you're not thinking he's going to miss a kick. Not from that close, inside 40 yards. Well, he made the first one, delay of game. Now they back it up 5 yards, and he misses the second one.
For Vacos, it is his 3rd miss from that 30 to 39 yard distance, and he cannot believe that he hooked it. He was perfect from 29. Now 11 out of 16 on the season, and the turnover cost Nebraska nothing. Raiola sets up the screen. It's Johnson with blockers in front of him. Emmett Johnson in the clear. Close to midfield. Big gain on 1st down for Nebraska.
There's that formation we talked about. It's the split back. He started over here, motions, and then comes across, and watch how that affects Wisconsin's defense. They end up leaking out to the right and completely forget about the running back in the backfield. Emmett Johnson, he's the speedier, shiftier back of the two, and a nice explosive play on the screen game.
Little push pass. Barney, who had the big return, stays on his feet, and he is into Wisconsin territory. We saw them practice this a lot yesterday, Jake, this push pass.
Yeah, Barney, so explosive. We've seen him in the return game, now in the jet sweep game. And Dana Holgorsen, he said he doesn't even know the names of these players. He doesn't know who's a senior or a freshman. Barney, a true freshman, and Holgorsen is a big fan of his play, said he's accountable, does all the right things, and clearly showing up big as a playmaker as well.
We got Heinrich Haarberg checking into the ball game again for Nebraska. 2 plays to go 48 yards thus far for the Cornhuskers. Haarberg, who had the touchdown run on the opening drive. Haarberg keeps left side, making a move, and then dives for a gain of 1. Tonight, massive women's volleyball matchup right here in Lincoln as Merritt Beeson and the #2 Huskers take on Sarah Franklin, 6th-ranked Wisconsin, in a Saturday night volleyball showdown. That's tonight, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Just a short walk away to Devaney. We've got Emily Eamon on the sidelines waiting to talk with Brooke Fletcher in a matter of moments. And Nebraska's going to call a timeout.
Their second.
Step aside for 30 seconds in Lincoln. Raiola back in on his 2nd down and 9. 1:05 to go in the first quarter. Raiola got it out, incomplete. Threw it behind the intended receiver, Isaiah Nair. 3rd and 9.
To go back to that point with Ja'Cory Barney, Dana Holgorsen comes in. It hasn't even been 3 weeks where he's been getting to know these guys, and he's been blunt in his press conferences. He said, listen, we're not going to play favorites. We're going to evaluate everyone from the same standard, and mentioned a guy, Ja'Cory Barney Jr., as a guy that's really separated in that receiving group, clearly emphasizing finding ways to get the ball in his hands.
On 3rd and 9, Raiola moved the sticks. Good catch, Jamal Banks. One of those big bodies. There's Dana Holgorsen. My name is blank. He's learning that. He's learning the plays. He's just trying to simplify everything.
Yeah, and we asked him, of course, about his 5-star freshman, Dylan Raiola. And he's really excited about him. Clearly all the talent in the world. But he felt at times, you could literally see this. When I'd watch the film, it looked like Raiola, you could actively see him think in real time. You don't want to be thinking on the field, especially as a quarterback. You want to know. You want to trust your eyes. So when you talk about simplifying the offense, that's why.
Slings it to the outside. Nice hands. The clock is going to wind. And that will more than likely take us to the end of the first quarter as Barney made the catch. Preston Zachman knocked him out. We'll switch sides of the field. Second quarter coming up in Lincoln.
It's into the first quarter. Timeout.
Start of the second quarter, 7-7 game. That last play of that first quarter being reviewed. Mike Pereira back in Los Angeles. Looks like this one should be overturned.
Yeah, the issue is, of course, does he have full control here? He's being taken to the ground. There is an element of time. But the question is, does he have control? Because then the ball pops out. And so that's what they have to look at. I mean, my first reaction to this was that he didn't have control of it, but it might not be enough for them to overturn it.
Thanks, Mike. We will hear the
previous play was reviewed for a completed pass, and the ruling on the field stands as called. 2nd down.
Did not see enough to overturn it, so it is 2nd down. And just enough control on that ball, Jake, and the fingertips before it was jarred loose.
Had a few replays already to start this game.
Heinrich Haarberg back in the game. Nebraska in the red zone. Haarberg on the move again, brought down from the backside. Aaron Witt made the tackle, picked up 5.
Looked a bit like what they want it to look like. Pulling your offensive lineman around. Big Cornhusker offensive lineman. Got to be big and strong in the middle, but got to be athletic enough to pull around and block out in space. Felt this offensive line. Listen, They're not the most dominant offensive line, but they've been solid and certainly haven't been the problem this year. Again, Dana Holgorsen feels the run game will be helped by wide receiver blocking and running backs.
Aaron Johnson to the house. Down, excuse me. Another touchdown, his 9th.
Right on cue, and the entire right side of the offensive line, including Lindenmeyer, number 44, just washed down the Badgers. This is a beautifully blocked play. Just check out the right side. Look at that. They just washed them down. We call that pancake blocks. Great job by Lindenmeyer, just sealing the edge, and then some wide receiver blocking around the edge.
Play, sportsmanlike conduct. Offense number 56 for spiking the ball, his first of the game. 15-yard penalty being forced on the kickoff.
Backup right guard Micah Mazuka.
You can't do that. You can't do that.
Love the big boy in the celebration.
Great. Yeah, it was just a great job, though, once again. Just picture perfect what Holgorsen wants to see, including Jamal Bakes, the wide receiver, 6'4", 220, opening it up.
Good job with the hold to get it down. 10-point swing after the missed field goal. That play's going to be hopping tonight. The Devaney Sports Center for number 2 and number 6. Let's go downstairs. Brooke Fletcher with some volleyball royalty with her.
Yeah, Jeff, well, this isn't the only big sporting event going on here in Lincoln tonight. We got number 2 Nebraska hosting number 6 Wisconsin, and I'm here with Emily Eman. She is our Big Ten Network volleyball analyst, and she is on the call. This is must-watch TV, Emily, and they've already faced each other actually earlier this year where Nebraska got the W. How does Wisconsin need to respond here tonight?
The biggest thing for Wisconsin is finding a way to handle that pass. Anytime you ask about matchups, it's always going to be serve and pass, especially in this one with how good of a serving team Nebraska is. Wisconsin has to pass well to use that good offense. Nebraska held them to their lowest hit percentage since 2016, which is pretty crazy to think about. The biggest way to get that going is the pass for Wisconsin.
Well, these two are top of the rankings for a reason. 9 All-Americans combined from both teams, which is actually insane here. Which matchup are you looking forward to most in this one?
Yeah, there's so many good ones to watch. I think the matchup that's going to make the biggest difference is the matchup in the middle. Nebraska held Wisconsin's middles to 0 the last time they faced each other. That's going to be a really big focus for Wisconsin coming out, getting that middle attack going or getting that right side going as well. But I'm watching that matchup in the middle. You got stars aplenty. Andy Jackson, Rebecca Alec for Nebraska, Devin Robinson, Cece Crawford, and Carter Booth for Wisconsin. It's going to be an epic battle in the middle.
Emily, have a good call tonight.
Thank you so much.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks so much. Play action pass to the outside, and losing his footing was Tucker Ashcraft. Picked up 4, could have been bigger. Had a great return on the kick from Vinnie Anthony to set up Wisconsin, and for Tucker Ashcraft, hobbled as he goes to the sidelines.
Well, Wisconsin now, another drive with great field position. Missed the field goal on the last drive. Nebraska's offense clearly came to play for the Badgers, and Braden Locke going to have to find a way to respond.
Handoff, Walker pushing his legs before finally being driven backward. Elijah Judy on the tackle, brings up a critical 3rd down for Wisconsin.
No Will Pauling, but the go-to guy has been Vinnie Anthony. I'll circle him pre-snap for you, number 8. That's been the guy Braden Locke has looked for.
3 catches, 58 yards, all on that opening drive.
That's Anthony up top.
Handoff right side, 1st down, Walker, and much more. Made a man miss inside the 25-yard line. Tommy Walker finally getting the legs going.
That was such a great job blocking. Look at Huber, look at Malman, look at the center Renfro. Their double teams do a good job getting up to the linebackers, and Walker, he just does what he's done all year, which is find his way through little creases, break tackles. He's so good. Number 6 in the Big Ten in forced missed tackles. Runs with such great balance and patience.
Saw Braden Locke jump. He wanted the snap to come. And it wasn't. Vinny Anthony went in motion.
False start. Offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Looked like Joe Huber had the play right, but the center, Jake Renfro, didn't snap it. Vinny Anthony was in that motion.
You see a frustrated Braden Locke. He knows this is going to be a competitive game. The urgency, we felt it in our coach meetings with Coach Fickle and Rule. The need and the desire to get to that 6th win, get to a bowl game.
Walker gets the carry again, runs right into the defender. Vincent Shavers was there for the tackle. Well, how much of this, Jake, is the operation? New offensive coordinator calling plays. You've got wristbands with numbers, communication between a bunch of different people. How confusing can that be?
It depends if you're changing the operation, but the way I understand it is the communication's still in the headset. And for Braden Locke, all that's changed to him is he's hearing a different voice. Where it's really changed is the operation for the play caller, Nate Letton himself, and the rest of the staff.
2nd and 14, Locke across the middle of the 20. Vinny Anthony with another catch, his 4th of the game. Another 3rd down.
Really like what I'm seeing from Braden Locke right now, and he's been helped by the offensive line, giving him clean pockets, but the ball's really flying out of his hand, thrown with a lot of zip. And he just seems to be patient. He's seeing the defense really well.
You wonder after the missed field goal, Jake, whether this is 4-down territory at the 20-yard line.
Beat me to it. I was thinking the exact same thing.
Kahuna hit. They're going to be short. Decision time for Luke Fickle.
Just thinking, let's see, that was a big-time hit there by number 2, Isaac Gifford, playing in that rover spot.
Nebraska swarming to that football this entire first half. Miss from 34 earlier. This from 33 officially, other end zone. Kick is up and pure this time. So Wisconsin takes a good field position, turns it into 3. Well, the Huskers have been riding the roller coaster. All right, first started with Dylan Raiola, 3-0, unbelievable start. Then they start 2-1 in Big Ten play. Everybody's thinking things are gravy. 5-1 wins over Purdue and Rutgers. Been currently on a 4-game losing streak. In 2 games left, Huskers need to win 1 more to get to their first bowl game since 2016. This has been Matt Rule's thing, right? Year 2 of a program. They get to a bowl. They've been knocking on this door for a while. And Wisconsin kicks it out of bounds, so good field position for Nebraska. Let's check in with the folks back in Chicago.
Kickoff out of bounds. Kicking team. The ball be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Jeff, just to go back to what you're saying there, the chase to 6, what a journey it's been. I mean, Nebraska was sitting at 5-1, and had they made their field goal or Raiola hit his tight end, they would have beat Illinois. They would have gotten to 6. And just, I think about the different feelings surrounding the program at present time to when they were 5-1. I mean, I even was talking, but many were talking about the chance they could have been undefeated before they traveled to Columbus and took on the Buckeyes. This is a capable team that has been inconsistent at times, and that's led to their losses.
Raiola hits the underneath man. Nair with the reception. And how important is it? It's not just, okay, we're going to a bowl, that's cool, but it's the practices leading up to that, Jim.
That's exactly right. I mean, gosh, look at the difference in practices and Man, development at the college level is so critical. You recruit, you bring in players, but the development is critical. And we always talk about spring ball, right? That spring period. Think about how important that is to the development of teams. The bowl prep is 15 practices as well. It's an additional spring period.
Emmett Johnson on the carry, driven down by his shoes. Christian Allegro flying in.
And when you think about the bowl, okay, so of course you have a game, so part of it's game planning, but of those 15 practices, I remember, when I was playing at Michigan, really 7 or 8 of those are about game planning. The other 7 or 8 are for literally specifically that. Our veterans, when I was playing, there was 5 practices where the veterans didn't even practice. It was all for the younger guys, the depth guys, to get that attention and those reps from their coaches that they don't get during the length of their regular season.
Gabe Irvin is in the backfield. Raiola goes to the outside, in and out of the hands and off the chest of Garcia Castaneda, the intended receiver. Well, and now in the era of scholarships, right? I mean, Nebraska's got 130 guys on this roster. They're going to go down to 105. How critical would those 15 practices be going into a bowl for getting their roster set for next year?
I mean, it's just it's another element, another point of emphasis to the need to develop your team. And even to that point, from a recruiting standpoint, think about the energy around the building when you're preparing for a bowl game.
Miscommunication, they get it out to Johnson on the bubble screen. Able to make the tackle. Xavier Lucas brings up 4th down.
Something was off about that play.
Didn't look like the offensive line got off on the football.
Yeah, let's take another look at this. Look at this. This formation. All your guys are down on the line of scrimmage. Really, you only have 2 in the backfield. The ball was snapped, and it didn't look like some guys were ready. The Badgers were ready, but something was strange there on 3rd down.
Drive stalls. Remember, Wisconsin won the toss. We got halfway through the 2nd quarter. Heat coming. Punt away by Bushini. Takes a Nebraska bounce into the coffin corner. Perfect punt by Bushini. The Badgers deep in their own territory when they get the ball back. We know Big Ten fans are known for their passion and their rivalries. This season, Abbott and the Big Ten are asking you to bring that passion to help fight the greatest blood shortage in a generation. Sign up, donate, make it count. BigTen.org/Abbott. Wisconsin's got it at their own 3-yard line. Handoff Walker. Got to the outside, pushed out of bounds, and he just shoved that defender. That was Deshaun Singleton, ended up on his backside. Good gain on 1st down.
Deshaun Singleton's 6'3", 210. Okay, he's not a small guy. Tawi Walker threw him. Wow. Just watch at the end of this. I mean, in fairness, Singleton saying, hey, I don't want a penalty. He's pulling up a little bit, so.
2nd and 3, Locke changing the play. Walker again, hit from the side, gets out to the 11, 3rd down and 2.
We were always taught, I mean, you dedicate resources in spring and camp when you're backed up like this. So important to get that first down. Of course, you want to score every drive, but you want to get that first down, give your punter plenty of space.
1 for 4 on 3rd down so far for Wisconsin, 3rd and 2. All day to throw. Deep ball, wide open. 1st down, Nebraska. Hits Chris Brooks with his first catch of the season.
And a great route, too. That's going to earn him some more playing time. Watch him stem inside. Looks like he's maybe running a dig and just absolutely cooked number 8, Deshaun Singleton. You put that kind of route on tape, Jeff, especially third down on the road, that's going to earn you some more playing time. What a route.
Credit the offensive line for giving Braden Locke all kinds of time. Play action for Locke. Looking deep again, running out of time, and throws it out of bounds. Smart move as Ty Robinson was in the lap of Braden Locke.
Ty Robinson and Jamari Butler, there was a few guys, but for Locke, that's something, listen, he's got to have a timer in his head. Again, that's not on the offensive line. Oh, jeez. That's going to hurt in the morning, but listen, Braden Locke, he's got to feel that. He's got to know that that D-line's coming. He got rid of the ball, so he didn't take the sack, but hopefully he can avoid taking the hits.
Easy catch and a first down near midfield by Jackson Aker. Just his 5th catch of the season. Sophomore running back.
Tony White is trying. We've seen him bring some pressure. That time he played a little game with the defensive line, a little in and out in exchange, D-tackle, defensive end. But this Badger offensive line is an impenetrable wall right now. They're giving Locke all day to throw, and he's finding his open targets.
Push pass. Kekahuna in the open field inside the 30-yard line.
Vincent Shavers had a chance at it. The freshman was pursuing. Do you win your one-on-one battles? That's what decides a lot of these games. Look at number 1 right there, Vincent Shavers. He over-pursued. A good job by Kekahuna feeling that and knifing that jet sweep back up inside.
Goes down as a reception. His 3rd catch of the day. Ooh, nice contact on the carry by Darion Dupree. Pushes those legs forward for a gain of 5.
Excuse me, not the sights, the sounds of football. Did you hear that play right there? Just listen to this. I love it. That to me is like Mozart or Beethoven. That is music to my ears.
Fade route. Incomplete. Looking Anthony's way. Put plenty of air under it and let Vinny run under it. 3rd and 5. Again, 4-down territory potentially.
Could be. Tony White brought pressure on that 2nd down. That's why Braden Locke got rid of the ball quickly. He's been bringing pressure throughout the day. 3rd down, I'd expect another pressure look here. Man-to-man coverage.
Pressure coming. Throw is high and incomplete. Marcus Buford on the coverage. Was looking for Kekahuna. Field goal unit coming out again.
Well, Tony White brought 5, and they were able to get home just enough where Braden Locke had to shift outside of the pocket. He got rid of the ball, and he had Kekahuna. Kekahuna was open. If that's a more accurate ball, that's a catch and a 1st down. But that time the pressure did get home and affected his throw.
41-yard try. Vacos has not made one from 40 yards. And the kick is no good again. He hooked it left. 2 misses from Vacos this afternoon.
He pulled that one from the start. I think you're right, Jeff. This is Pickle's going to have to really start thinking about it, and might be 4-down territory going forward. That's 6 points left on the board now. Wisconsin would be leading if they were able to make these field goals.
For Wisconsin, 4 trips inside the Huskers' 30-yard line. They have scored a touchdown and a field goal. They've had good field position. They have driven. That drive started on their own 3-yard line.
It was a great drive, but a deflating end and an energizing end for Nebraska's defense.
Raiola all day, slings it to the outside. Emmett Johnson, nice tackle.
That was great coverage in the back end. Dana Holgorsen was trying to call up a big-time play action. It was a heavy run fake, max protection, really only a 2-man concept. There was nothing going downfield.
1 timeout left plus the 2-minute timeout. Handoff up the middle, huge run, first down, Huskers. Emmett Johnson gashing the Badger defense.
Again, Dana Holgorsen very blunt in his press conferences this week, challenging the running back, saying, listen, they got to make guys miss. It's on the play calling and the O-line. Get these guys to the second level, but the backs have to improve. Emmett Johnson clearly responding well to that message from his play call.
Raiola, low pass, and the catch secured by Nair. Third catch for Nair brings us to our 2-minute timeout in Lincoln. Nebraska on the move. Today's coaching profile sponsored by Discover. Matt Rule back in college football, year number 2 in Nebraska, trying to get this Cornhusker team back into a bowl game.
Remember that it's for both these coaches, right? When these were home run, slam dunk, headline making hires. You know, this is what Matt Rule does. He turns around programs. He did it at Temple. He did it at Baylor. There was so much anticipation going into the season. We mentioned the journey when they started 5-1. Thought it was a given they'd get to 6.
Emmett Johnson breaks through for another first down and into Wisconsin territory. Emmett Johnson over 90 total yards in this game.
This is, if you're looking for the future of what Matt Rule wants this to look like, I mean, the first thing that came out of his lips is he said, we got to control the line of scrimmage.
Raiola over the middle, wide open. Down to the 30-yard line goes Jamal Banks.
You can see the predictors of the growth of this offense since bringing in Dana Holgorsen. Raiola, I don't need to tell you about the talent. We all see it. That's why he was a 5-star. But what I've seen today especially, he's anticipating. He's present. He's not rushed.
Raiola taking what the defense gives and hits his tight end Lindenmeyer. Haven't seen Thomas Fodoni since that false start. It's been Lindenmeyer who's getting a lot of run.
That's the stand right there. They are trying to change the standard here. There's no time for mistakes.
Second and short. Emmett Johnson pushes forward for a first down and into the red zone go the Huskers.
Probably part of the reason they're getting Lindenmeyer involved too is he's had some really key blocks to spring the run. So they're working on their incentive system. When you block well, you'll be rewarded with the football.
Lindenmeyer checks out for this first down play. Nate Borkercher, junior tight end, is in. 6'5", 250.
Here's where Tressel might start to bring some pressure.
Raiola, end zone. Feet down. Yes! Touchdown, Nebraska. What a beautiful ball from Dylan Raiola, and Nair, did he keep his feet inbound with control.
Ooh. That looks like he's out of bounds there. Did his left foot touch?
The ruling on the field, is a completed pass for a touchdown. The play's under further review.
That left foot never touched the turf, and it looks like that right foot comes down on that paint.
Yep. And it was a beautiful ball by Raiola. For Nair, what you'd love to do is to give your quarterback a little more space. He was squeezed to the sideline, which is what led to him catching that out of bounds.
Another check-in with Mike Pereira, the finest dressed of our bunch today. What do you got, Mike?
Yeah, you know, we're just taking a look at that left foot. The left foot, as whether the left foot is down when he gets control. I don't think it is. I mean, he's got a toe possibly ruled on the field as incomplete. Certainly the right foot, the toe hits down out of bounds. So to me, again, ruled as an incomplete pass. I think you got to stay.
Does that left foot ever get on the ground, or does that pinky toe on the shoe get in bounds before it hits the white line? I mean, that left foot looks like it's airborne the entire time.
Yeah. I think that's got to be an incomplete pass, right?
I mean, if you want to really cross hairs, does that foot and the toe hit, and then does the outside of the foot hit?
What do you have?
I just think that's not what replay's for, right? It looks to me like he's out of bounds.
Our replay officials are getting their money's worth today. Yeah. Tom Kissinger up in the booth. Calling the field again was touchdown.
Again, so that was nearly a beautiful touchdown. Nair, what he'd like to do is stack the defensive back and give his quarterback more space.
Incomplete pass. Second down. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 31 seconds. 3-1. Thank you.
So second down and 10 from the 18-yard line. Nebraska still has one more timeout. Remember, Wisconsin will get the ball out of halftime.
That's a winning play by Raiola there, right? Like that ball was put where only his guy could get it, and they're just a few inches out of bounds. And look at the structure of Wisconsin's defense. Again, I might expect Tressel to start to bring some pressure.
Raiola again going end zone, incomplete. No flags. Coming up on the halftime show, sponsored by Old Trapper. Dave, Ashley, Marcel, and Anthony. Got scores and highlights from around the Big Ten, including the recap of the huge Hoosiers and Buckeyes game. Just like last week, one misplayed special teams play on a punt to turn the game around.
There's a reason Ohio State is Ohio State. There's a reason they were predicted to win the national title by a number of people.
Raiola again, back to pass. Looking deep. Incomplete. Flags come out. Ricardo Hallman was in coverage, and he just grabbed Banks in desperation.
Easy call for the officials. 2 flags on it. They both saw it.
Pass interference. Defense, number 2. Ball replaced the spot of the foul. First down.
There's a double move there. Dana Holgerson is calling a really, really good game right now. So he runs a double move, and Hallman, who led college football in interceptions last year, thought he might have had one, but the double move got him beat. And remember, Matt Rule challenged that play earlier, right? So he got rid of one of his timeouts. Now with 22 seconds left, 1 timeout. You can run it, but you can only run it once with 1 timeout.
Raiola. End zone. Touchdown. Did he get the foot down? Jamal Banks for the score.
It's close. It looked like his left foot did get in. Here's a great shot of it. Watch the left foot. Touchdown.
Outstanding body control, secure catch. Yes, sir.
Great throw by Dylan Raiola too. In the back of the end zone, you want the pass to be high. You want the ball to be where only your guy can get it. Jamal Banks, 6'4", 220 pounds. He's a physical specimen. And a good job by Raiola allowing his receiver to use that full height.
21-10 Nebraska, 76 yards in 3 minutes of time. Back in 30. Follow at B1G Football right now on X, YouTube, and Instagram. Get immediate access, best highlights, features, teams that you love. Don't wait any longer. Follow at B1G Football on social media right now. I bet you everybody in the stands, save for maybe 2 or 3, is following at B1G Football. Some way, shape, or form. How about the red zone opportunities for Nebraska, all cashing in?
Yep, and this is everything Dana Holgorsen challenged his offense to do has shown up. These 2 running plays, it's because of the receiver blocking. Number 4, Jamal Banks sprung that second rushing touchdown and then gets rewarded with a target in the red zone, allowing him to score a receiving touchdown.
All 3 timeouts for Wisconsin. And Nebraska cashes in after a second missed field goal by Wisconsin. Walker pounded his way through. The ball is out. Recovered by Nebraska. Well, that changes everything. Still a timeout in their pocket, too.
Big number 9, Ty Robinson, and 2, Isaac Gifford. They were clawing at that ball. Let's see, did the ball come out? Oh my God, that ball is out. Isaac Gifford, a good job punching it. And what an opportunity, Nebraska. That is clearly a fumble. And because they threw it, they still have 1 timeout here, Jeff. So the whole field's open, a chance to get some more yards and try to get a field goal. I know Fickell's thinking right now, why not just take a knee?
17 seconds to go. How aggressive do you want to be? And it might cost you some points. 31-yard line. John Hull's been good from 54. Raiola, back shoulder, out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Ja'Cory Barney made the catch. 6 seconds to go.
Ja'Cory Barney, man, this is a guy we're going to have our eyes on going forward. A true freshman. He's done a little bit of everything today. The return game, had some big-time catches. And just great execution. How good does Raiola look right now? You talk about simplifying the offense. The offensive line is protecting him. They've established the run game. It looks like a completely different quarterback from some of what we've seen in the most recent weeks.
This is Raiola from the first 6 weeks of the season. Hull from 37. Kick up, kick good. Nebraska stealing 3 at the end of the first half.
How important is this day? How loyal is this fan base? Senior night, Matt Rule. Counting on those guys to show up and show up big. And we still got 30 minutes to play, but we've seen some great plays from the seniors. Ty Robinson, Isaac Gifford punching that ball out. And then we get to see the future. Raiola to Ja'Cory Barney to set up that field goal.
Buschini kicks it away. And I would bet Luke Fickell's just going to kneel on this one with 2 seconds left.
Yeah. If you have a little more time, you could justify it, saying, hey, maybe we get a first down with 3 timeouts and try to get down there. But there's another thing to remember. The field goal kicking hasn't been working. So even if you, by some miracle, had gotten into field goal position, your kicker wasn't making it. So that's one Fickell is really going to regret.
The points off turnovers have killed Wisconsin all year long. Couple of missed field goals, a fumble, and Nebraska has a 14-point lead at home in this sea of red.
Just watching these guys go to the locker room, this team is pumped up. They are fired up. I was curious the level of emotion that they would play with today after another frustrating loss on the road last week. And man, from the first snap, the key return by Ja'Cory Barney Jr., the Huskers, they are dialed in.
Let's go downstairs. Brooke Fletcher with Matt Rule.
Coach, what do you make of this defense and the way they've been able to create opportunities for you in this first half? What do you make of this defense and the way they've been able to create opportunities for you in this first half?
Yeah, we put them in a tough position there with the fumble down here in the half. With the penalty, the stupid penalty that led to them having a good field position, but the guys are playing well. They're doing a good job. They came out, a lot of RPOs, caught us off balance a little bit. I think we settled down on defense.
What have you liked from your offense that you want to see them continue?
Well, we're moving the ball. It's just self-inflicted wounds. We snapped the ball too early on third down. That's the only time they stopped us, a fumble. We have a good run-pass mix right now, which I think is really good.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Nebraska trying to get bowl eligible for the first time since 2016. Third longest stretch in college football. Dylan Raiola and the Huskers up 24-10 at the half.
Huge touchdown just before the half for the Huskers. Dylan Raiola, Jamal Banks, beautiful grab. Nebraska 10 points in the last 17 seconds of the first half. They're on top 24-10 at the break in Lincoln. It's the most points that they have scored in a conference game before the half in 3 years. As we welcome you in, the Old Trapper halftime, Dave Revson, Ashley Adamson, Marcel Reese, Anthony Herron. Dylan Raiola said last week, guys, I think we're going to make the biggest jump in terms of our offense from last week to this week. He might have been onto something, Marcel.
Yeah, and they're doing it. This is reminiscent of the Nebraska team that we saw in the first 3 weeks, Dave, where they're playing with high energy and they're really executing. This game is a very interesting game because they're virtually even right now, even on penalties, even on turnovers, even on passing yards with 157. But yet the run game is really being established for Nebraska.
And it's where consistency at the quarterback position ends up making a big difference. And we saw that late in the second quarter. This is the most nuance we've seen to Dylan Gabriel's game, to Dylan Raiola's game since early in the year.
Yeah, and I think Nebraska fans are very excited about Dana Holgorsen. I think the vibes are high right now at Memorial Stadium. And I will just say the red zone has been the issue for Nebraska right now. They're 4 for 4 in the red zone. 3 of those have been touchdowns.
Find the 6'4" receiver, it'll help.
That usually does help. Well, there was a big game today in Columbus, gentlemen. The Indiana Hoosiers coming back down to earth a bit. The Buckeyes flexing in today's Top 5 Showdown. We'll have highlights and reaction for you on the other side. Don't go away.
Big Ten Live Football Halftime, presented by Old Trapper. What's your beef?
Top 5 matchup in Columbus. Indiana, Ohio State tied at 7. Late second quarter, Travion Henderson gives the Buckeyes the 14-7 lead at the break. They broke it open with special teams. Caleb Downs, 79 yards for a punt return TD. The Hoosiers also fumbled away a punt snap inside the 5 earlier in the game. So the punt unit gave up 14 points for Indiana. Buckeyes on top 21-7. Their defense was phenomenal. They had 5 sacks. Jack Sawyer gets one there. Ryan Day's team wins at 38-15. They're 10-1.
I thought, we had a chance to really separate ourselves in the first half. We didn't do that. I thought we played well in the second half. I thought we played physical all across the board. And, our guys had a great look in their eye. And so now it's on to the rivalry game.
I think we're resilient. And, they started off hot. We went 3 and out. They went down and scored. And, we didn't bat an eye, went down, did what we had to do. I think we left some stuff on there in the first half. 2 turnovers in the red zone can't happen. But, if you look at the scoreboard after the game and the Buckeyes got more points than they do, I'm happy.
Howard was great, and that was a huge part of the story, but the defense was why they won the game.
Jim Knowles, he kind of throttled it back a little bit the first couple of series and then brought sound and fury with that pass rush and the blitz package.
Yeah, if you're Indiana, you're going against a team like Ohio State. You can't make the big mistakes, especially on special teams. It's one thing that separates the great teams and just the good teams.
And so now the scenario is that if Ohio State beats Michigan next week, they will join Oregon in the Big Ten championship. There's chaos everywhere, though, 0 right now. How about Penn State, Minnesota? Early on, Marcus Major.
Ooh, big run in the red zone.
Marching into the end zone. Gophers jump out to a 10-0 lead on the Nittany Lions. Drew Aller finally says, here we go. Omari Evans wide open.
I don't know if you can get it more open than that.
I mean, just an easy 50 yards in the air. No problem.
45 to be totally
Precise.
Numbers.
And then this was after Drew Aller scored a rushing touchdown. The Gophers blocked the extra point, and back the other way it goes. So that's a 3-point swing. And right now, the Gophers up 3 on number 4 Penn State at the half, Dave.
Huskers are up 14 on Wisconsin at the half. Heinrich Harburg got him going. It's a 24-10 Nebraska lead.
Here's a live look at the Devaney Center. It is pretty quiet, empty now, but it won't be that case later tonight, 8 Eastern. It's Wisconsin and Nebraska getting together in volleyball. Right now, they're meeting on the football field, but this is a top 10 showdown. Should be good. You can see it on Big Ten Network.
Illinois and Rutgers is a little wild. Rutgers driving just over a minute to go. Kyle Monungai takes it in for the touchdown. They kick the extra point. They're up 1. Illinois.
Ball game.
Well, Illinois lined up for a field goal to win it. They missed it, but Greg Schiano called timeout before the kick, so Illinois decided we'll go for it.
Not ball game.
Luke Altmaier, Pat Bryant called ball game.
It was, that's the ball game.
38-31, Illinois pulls it out.
Iowa, Maryland. Saw this one on Big Ten Network. How about Caleb Johnson becoming the all-time leader in program history for single-season rushing touchdowns? He's got 21 now. Yes, round of applause. Kamari Moulton got loose as well.
Iowa just runs the football.
What they do, man. Doesn't matter who's in at quarterback, 14, 15.
That's right. Jackson Stratton, the walk-on, he gets his first win as a starter.
Michigan and Northwestern are playing as we speak in Ann Arbor. Pick it up in the first quarter. Jack Lausch on the run. Picked off Amir Hall there. The Wolverines, good field position, and they would capitalize. Khalil Mullings takes it in for the touchdown. It's 17-6 Wolverines over the Cats at the break.
So Michigan trying to become bowl eligible. So is Nebraska. Can they end the drought on Senior Day? Dante Dowdell and the Huskers up 14 on the Badgers. We will see you after the game. Enjoy the second half.
Today's Big Ten Impact Research takes us to Lincoln, where agronomy professor James Schnabel worked with an international team to complete the first full map of the corn genome. Using advanced technology in the research lab and in the cornfield, Schnabel's team is paving the way for improved corn varieties that are both more efficient and more adaptable to different environments and stresses. This groundbreaking research builds upon the university's long history of cutting-edge studies of corn genetics. From the cornfields to Memorial Stadium. Start of the third quarter, Nebraska up by 14. Wisconsin's getting the football. Nebraska on the precipice of becoming bowl eligible for the first time since 2016. 30 minutes to go, and for Wisconsin trying to become bowl eligible for a 23rd consecutive year. Wisconsin will get it to open up this second half. Bushini. This one returnable. Iacomelli on the return. Good field position for Wisconsin. Well, welcome high atop the booth here. Jake Butt, Brooke Fletcher down on the field. Jeff Levering with you. How important is this drive coming out of halftime for Wisconsin?
Critically important for them. They've actually been able to move the ball well. They just haven't finished down in the red zone, missed a few field goals. But the flip side is this Nebraska offense, they're humming. They came to play. They found something with Dana Holgorsen. So you have to approach this saying, man, Nebraska's going to be able to put up more points here in the second half. Important for the Badgers to get some points of their own and stay in this game.
Handed off, Walker ripped down from behind. MJ Sherman in pursuit, no gain.
The other reason it's important, this crowd. I mean, they're ready to pop. They're explosive. They're engaged in this game. If Nebraska gets a 3 and out right here, this crowd's going to just only continue to become a bigger factor.
Tawi Walker in that first half, 10 rushes, 41 yards. Heat coming, Locke able to get rid of it. It's knocked down. An incomplete, 3rd down and long. He had all kinds of pressure. Mekhi Bayer was right on him.
Bolick, too, is a cross-dog pressure. Look at number 5 timing that at the snap. Something for Locke in Wisconsin. They're going to have to switch up their snap counts if looked like Bolick knew what the snap count was.
Locke, incomplete. Kekahuna had a step, missed him. 4th down.
That should have been holding too. Kekahuna was working with a nice stem inside on Marquise Buford. And Buford, he was beat. Watch him right here in the middle of your screen. Bang, right there. And you see Buford grabs his shoulder and his face mask, gets him completely turned around, and the officials missed one there. It should have been a holding and a 1st down for the Badgers. But Nebraska doesn't want to hear that after last week, right? I mean, they were on the wrong end of a missed call.
Low snap, kick away. Barney on the return, slips 1 tackle and goes down across the 25-yard line downstairs to Brooke Fletcher.
We're going to see what we're made of. That was Luke Fickell's message to his team at halftime here. He said, we're giving them way too many opportunities. We haven't played well in any phase of the game yet. He was wanting his team to set the tone to start the second half here. You'd imagine he's frustrated with that drive, you guys. Also, something to keep in mind, tight end Tucker Ashcraft, he left the first half early due to a lower body injury. He was questionable to return. He did come out in the second half with his helmet on. He is on the sideline, something to be aware of, guys.
Thanks so much, Brooke. So Nebraska's first drive of the second half. Raiola steps up, and it's incomplete. Popped in and out of the hands of Banks. There were 3 Badgers right around him.
Can't throw a better ball. I mean, it hit him right in the numbers. Raiola, just throughout the day, looks completely different to what we've seen. He looks like the quarterback we know he's capable of being. Holgorsen said, and I saw it on film, just these past few weeks, you could see him overthinking everything. Simplifying the offense has allowed him to shine.
Emmett Johnson with space. Johnson still on his feet, shakes one, shakes another across the 45-yard line. Tough running from Emmett Johnson. He's been the man for the Huskers offense.
This was beautifully blocked. It's a cracked hole by the Huskers offensive line. You see the down blocking and then pulling guys around. You see number 66, Ben Scott. He's out in space. Looked like
timeout on the
59, Lutovsky.
Tending to a Wisconsin player, that's Jake Chaney, senior linebacker, down. Jake Chaney being assisted off the field, and Captain Hunter Wohler, who is out for today's game, checking on his teammate.
There's injuries in that linebacker room. Chaney, you saw Waller, not a linebacker, but plays in the box. Jaheim Thomas. So Christian Allegro is the one healthy body. His role is increasing.
What a pass. Ja'Cory Barney having a breakout game. See that Mahomes influence on Dylan Raiola right there.
Yeah, and that's the influence of the run game too. The RPO just opened up all that grass, and a nice arm angle there, like you mentioned, Jeff, by Raiola.
Heat coming. Raiola got rid of it. Again, Barney hit by Allegro. Good gain on first down. Corey Barney, another catch for him.
That's one of the things Raiola does that makes him special, and it separates him from other quarterbacks, is its ability to throw off platform and change his arm angles. Makes it really hard to bat down his passes.
Handoff up the middle, nice move. Calling Emmett Johnson's name again.
Did you see the space there right in the middle of the defense? These run schemes are just opening things up. They're able to get Emmett Johnson up to the second level often today without even being touched, and he's doing the rest. Once again, Dana Holgorsen challenged these running backs, challenged the receivers. Running backs make guys miss, receivers block. They heard their coach.
Over 100 total yards for Emmett Johnson, gets a carry again. Right back up the middle, and the beef pushing him forward.
Should go back to that too. I mean, it may make some people uncomfortable how blunt Holgorsen was with his players, but I think you earn the right to be comfortable. And I don't think the players felt comfortable with their play. They all know the standard and the expectation. So Holgorsen calls out his guys, and now that they're doing what they are capable of.
Look at Enzo Raiola, incomplete. Great pass, Nair couldn't hang on.
Oh man, you can't throw a better ball. You can't throw a better ball. Watch this, Nair, 18. Oh my goodness gracious, that went right through his hands.
How many times have we seen that this year from Nebraska? I mean, even last week against USC, there were a few of these.
Right, it's these little things. Like, we don't know as it stands right now if that play is going to be the difference in this game, but certainly that should be 6 points for Nebraska. Missed opportunity.
3rd and 5. Raiola. And the pressure, throws, incomplete. Right off of our parabolic mic, you heard it thud.
Number 0, John Pius, just walked the right tackle, Ben Hart, right back into the lap of Raiola. Those edges just collapsed the pocket. Watch right here on the bottom of your screen. Watch him walk back and turn that into a bull rush. My goodness, great power. John Pius has been playing some great football. He really showed up against Oregon. Felt like it was his best game of the season. Showing a little bit of that there on 3rd down.
45-yard try from John Hole. Kick up and good. First drive ends in 3 for the Huskers. Football on the Big Ten Network is brought to you by the new DQ Fall Blizzard Treat Menu. Happy tastes good. The Devaney Sports Center will be hopping tonight for Wisconsin-Nebraska Part 2, this time on the hardwood of the volleyball court. Number 2 against number 6. Not a far walk from Memorial Stadium to the Devaney Center. Iacomelli again back to return. Iacomelli, good return near the 35-yard line. All right, we talked about it. We got volleyball coming up later on tonight. Number 6, Wisconsin. Number 2, Nebraska. Nebraska's got a 24-game winning streak. Coverage begins 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Mark it at the 33-yard line. We mentioned the opening drive for Wisconsin coming out of halftime, critical. This one seems even more so.
That field goal makes it a 3-possession game.
Handoff, Darion Dupree stays on his feet near the 40-yard line. Picks up 6 on that first run. As good as this Wisconsin offense has looked, 2 missed field goals, the fumble right at the end of the first half. It's turned into 17 Nebraska points. That's the difference in the game.
Right, and shoot, Nebraska knows that. Think about last week against USC. They weren't able to take advantage of opportunities. This week, clearly showing progress. As you mentioned, Jeff, that's been the difference in the game, the ability to score in the red zone.
And you get a false start, left side of the offensive line jumped.
False start. Offense, number 56, 5-yard penalty.
Going backwards. Joe Brunner with the procedural penalty.
See the look on Fickell's face. He knows exactly what we know, which is Wisconsin has to get some points here and ideally a touchdown. I don't know if you can kick another field goal at this point. I don't know if you can trust your kicker.
Locke on play action. Bryson Green hauls it in. He had the touchdown reception early on in the ball game, and he moves the sticks. Gain of 17.
The difference in this game has just been the rushing battle, as is to be expected with these two programs. Nebraska 107 yards on the ground, Wisconsin only 55.
Locke again to throw it, finds the outside. Staying in bounds and getting pushed is the running back Darion Dupree, his 11th catch of the season.
Again, the Badger offensive line has done their job. I mean, they've given Locke plenty of time today. They've opened up rushing lanes. They've done their job. It's been a fun battle. Now Nebraska's defensive line has made some plays as well, but
moving the football has not been the issue for Wisconsin. Locke threw it behind the intended receiver, C.J. Williams.
Like Locke was expecting him to. It seemed like Locke. Watch this. I think he thought Williams might have stopped, maybe on a hitch route. Williams was running the slant route. 4-down territory here, Jeff, I'd imagine, right? I mean, 3-possession game. He got 2 shots at this one.
Has to be. 3rd down and 2, you got 3 in the backfield. Handoff, Walker pushing his way forward, now backpedaling his way inside the 35-yard line. 1st down Badgers.
It's not often that Wisconsin gets under center, and that's been a big change, right? They were fully an under center offense under Paul Christ. Fickell brings in Longo, the air raid system. They operated almost exclusively from the shotgun. So remember, Longo, they moved on from Longo, parted ways. Now it's the tight end coach, Nate Letton, calling plays, and maybe that's a new wrinkle right there, is putting Locke under center.
Walker again the carry in the backfield of the Huskers to bring him down. Princewell Umamyelen.
That's been another point of, or another difference in this game. Wisconsin's defensive line, they don't have a single TFL. Nebraska's defensive line has been able to get in the backfield and force some negative plays.
Heat coming. Dupree to the outside. Dupree is hit. Ty Robinson driving him out of bounds. 3rd down and manageable. Right play call for the pressure that he was getting.
And how about the pursuit by big number 9, Ty Robinson? Look at him lined up over the guard. Watch how far he travels to get out there. That's a big man running down. That's the one NFL scouts love to see, though. Do you pursue to the football?
On the field for every play. 6'6", 310, right in the middle. Dupree escapes 1. He's going to be short. It's 4th down and 2.
Ty Robinson showing us a little bit of everything. He ran down the back on the previous play. That time he blew that play up from the jump, completely walked the guard, number 60, Joe Huber, into the backfield. He's the total package, man. You'll be seeing him on Sundays for a long time.
Tommy Walker back in the game.
Be aware of a heavy play action here.
Walker stonewalled. The Huskers hold.
Well, football doesn't have to be all too complex. Oftentimes, it's the team that wins and dominates the line of scrimmage. Well, the storyline of this game has been the Huskers winning and dominating the line of scrimmage.
Today's Women's Sports Spotlight is sponsored by Allstate. A lot of great volleyball coming up this week, starting with a huge matchup tonight just down the street from Memorial Stadium. Number 6 Badgers square off with the 2nd-ranked Cornhuskers. It's all right here on the Big Ten Network. 4th down stand for Nebraska's defense. Dante Dowdell in the backfield. Emmett Johnson has run wild today. Dowdell gets the carry, pushes a man down, and gets up to the 35-yard line, a gain of 9.
It goes back to the line of scrimmage, though. We saw the D-line win on a critical 4th down, and now we're seeing the offensive line pick it up right there. They just walked Wisconsin's D-line back.
To your point, the rushing yards, a huge advantage for Nebraska this afternoon and evening. Raiola to the outside. Borkature, the tight end, pushing Badgers into Wisconsin territory.
I can see it and feel it in real time, the confidence and belief of this team growing. I give so much credit to Dana Holgorsen in simplifying this off. They look completely different.
Dylan Raiola is in complete command of this offense right now. This looks like the offense from the first 6 weeks. Toss, Barney on the sweep, out of bounds at the 35.
There it is again, just another wrinkle that we haven't seen. The principle is, let's get Barney the ball. He's a playmaker. We saw him in a jet sweep push pass in the first half. This time, they hurry up and get to the line of scrimmage, get Wisconsin on their heels, and then do a little toss play reverse to Barney for an easy 1st down.
He's got 3 rushing touchdowns on the season. He doesn't have a receiving touchdown. All on the ground. Dowdell wrapped up in the backfield and brought down. There's Pius on the stop.
Raiola was pointing to him, saying, "Hey, man, take that up inside." Dowdell bounced it right away, but there was space inside. They were getting movement. He's telling his running back, follow the offensive line. They're doing their job.
Dowdell across the 30. 3rd down, Nebraska.
This is a moment in the game that, you know, everything's settled down, but think about the importance of the past nearly a decade now. Every moment leading us right to this exact moment, a chance for Nebraska to take complete control of this game.
Critical for Wisconsin to get this defense off the field on a long drive. Raiola wide open. Emmett Johnson down the sideline. Inside the 5-yard line, Emmett Johnson all by himself.
This is just such a beautiful job by Holgorsen. Once again, the motion pre-snap, the window dressing. Wisconsin's normally a disciplined defense, and they looked completely lost on that play. You got a talented freshman in Dylan Raiola, but what that guy right there has done is taken the weight off Raiola's shoulders. Scheme him open plays like that. 3rd down, you can't draw up an easier play.
Dowdell in the backfield. Dowdell for a 2nd time. Touchdown, Nebraska.
What a drive, Jeff. This fan base is going nuts. Look at the shots of the crowd on senior night. After that loss last week, Matt Rule said he had a film session with this team that showed them over 50 plays where they didn't meet the standard. He said, no, we're not snake-bitten, guys. This is in your control. He wants to empower his players. He said, you're capable of more. Well, it started with the 4th down stop. D-line dominated and finished with the offensive line dominating.
Nebraska in control, 34-10. Today's drive summary brought to you by Kia, and it's taking advantage of your opportunities, Jake, and Nebraska has done that today.
I mean, truly, literally, night and day from last week. That was the storyline last week. Unable to take advantage of their opportunities at home on senior night. Have to have it, and they're doing it.
Vinny Anthony on the return, brought down at the 20. Well, seeing red again here in Lincoln. Badgers and Huskers get together. Wisconsin played football for 136 seasons. Nebraska 135. You got good jams too. Jump Around, song of choice of Madison, Sirius, and Huskerville. Got the rivalry prize playing for the Freedom Trophy in this matchup. How about your mascots? Herbie, Husker, and Bucky. Bet you the Duck in Oregon has something to say about that, but he doesn't match the color scheme. He's
Yes.
not red. Theme was red. That's what we're doing. Dupree in the backfield, locking the offense. Has got to get moving. They hit the tight end, Nowakowski, and he'll be a couple of yards short of a first down.
What we're likely going to see is Wisconsin get into a hurry-up, a tempo type of offense going forward. Actually, I mean, they're huddling right now, but the point remains there's just not enough time to huddle and take your time. If you want to come back here, you got to go.
And that goes back to the communication part of it with the new play caller. It's got to be signaled down. Cannot go as fast as you want to. Dupree carries, big hold. Darion Dupree down the sideline into Husker territory and inside the 40-yard line. Singleton ran him down, but finally something positive for this Wisconsin offense.
We're seeing some awesome football played by the freshman today. That time it's Darion Dupree, and he wasn't touched really there until the opposite side 45-yard line. Just a great job by the Badgers offensive line, winning with their movement. Darion Dupree, a good job feeling that and seeing the holes in the running lanes.
Dupree stays in. Another drive into the plus side of the field. Locke running out of time. Ty Robinson brought him down. A flag comes in late.
That time it was the edges of Nebraska.
Personal foul, face mask, defense 0, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
Okay. Yep, he's got it in there. Number 9, Ty Robinson, face mask. Okay, well, they got in scoring position quick. This is what Luke Fickell wanted, but now this will be their 6th trip inside the Nebraska 30. Only 1 touchdown on the day.
Lock, end zone, foot down, and a touchdown. Again, Bryson Green in that corner.
Man, what a throw. That is a perfect ball, and that is a catch. Another great shot by our camera crew. That is a perfect ball by Braden Locke, and a big-time throw, too, because once again, John Bullock was sent on a linebacker blitz in the A-gap. He's been timing up the snap count all day long, and he had a hand right in Braden Locke's face, but Braden Locke didn't care. That was a perfect throw.
Didn't have a score all season. Green's got 2 tonight.
They're going to have to switch up the snap count, though, because Bullock's done that 4 or 5 times today.
Vacos puts it through. 2 touchdown receptions for Bryson Green. Braden Locke trying to bring Wisconsin back. We'll return in 30 seconds. Without Will Pauling in the ball game, Bryson Green with a couple of touchdown receptions today.
Jeff, a little subtle point. Wisconsin kicked the extra point there, right? So it's 17-34. It's a 17-point game. You'd think Fickle could have went for 2 to make it a 16-point game and a 2-possession game.
Here's that throw again from Braden Locke. Heat coming from Bullock. Perfectly timed to Bryson Green. Pretty good coverage,
that's
too.
A big time throw, man. Yeah, it's like in basketball, right? Is no matter how, sometimes you just play great defense, but better offense beats good defense. That's what that one was. Beautiful back shoulder, perfect ball location. I mean, truly a perfect throw by Braden Locke. But again, I mean, I'm just doing the math. If you go for 2 there and you get it, all of a sudden it's a 2-possession game. You don't need me to tell you the difference between a 2- and 3-possession game is huge with just over 16 minutes of game time left on the clock.
Raiola looking deep. There's Barney again with another catch. His 7th catch of the game.
I'd imagine these guys are going to have a fun time playing here together. They got a special connection. Barney's a smaller guy. He's 6'1", 170, but man, he plays like a guy that's 200 plus.
Emmett Johnson. Out in the open. Johnson brought down at the 45-yard line. Johnson approaching 100 yards on the ground tonight.
This is a brand new team. I mean, this is, just watching them, this is what they're capable of. This is something that Matt Rule can tuck away even for the offseason and say, guys, this is the standard of who we are going forward.
Handoff again. That's Gabe Irvin on the carry and picks up 2. That will take us to the 4th quarter and 1 win away from being bowl eligible for the Huskers for the first time since 2016. Great atmosphere last home game of the year for the Cornhuskers and up 34-17. Next Saturday, Illinois clashes with Northwestern at Wrigley. And 4th-ranked Penn State takes on Maryland, and UCLA battles Fresno State. Coverage begins Big Ten Tailgate. It's all next Saturday only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. How about Illinois' victory today at Rutgers in the final seconds of that game?
Brett Bielema's done such an awesome job. I mean, Cignetti's stolen the headlines as Coach of the Year, but Illinois, Bielema could lead them to 9 wins and maybe a 10th win in the bowl game.
Emmett Johnson survives 1 hit, stays on his feet, and he has just gone over 100 yards in this game.
And Johnson is having a heck of a game. He's shown a little bit of everything. He's more of their scat back, their agile back, more speed than Dante Dowdell, and he's broken how many tackles today? He's broken a number of tackles. Coming into this game, Nebraska had the 3rd fewest broken tackles in the conference by running backs. That's a crazy stat. Again, Holgorsen challenged them to break more tackles, and they've clearly responded.
First career 100-yard game for Emmett Johnson. Dowdell gets the carry, pushes forward. First down, Huskers. Physical positioning of this offensive line. The wide receivers are blocking at a much more physical level. They've been doing this for the last couple of weeks, though, Jake. They're running Oklahoma drills before games.
I couldn't believe that. I mean, you guys pointed that out to me. That's actually unheard of. I didn't even do that at the high school level. But again, like, you earn the right to be comfortable. There's a standard here. None of these guys came to Nebraska to be average, right? You come to Nebraska because you want a chance to be great. That's why you run the Oklahoma drill.
Handoff, Dowdell. brought down, and this is before the game. This is minutes before kickoff, Jake.
Again, this is absolutely insane. If you told me otherwise, I would have thought that this is a clip from fall camp. I mean, coaches do not do this pre-game. Even when you're in your team drills, you're kind of like shadow boxing. You're not even hitting your opponent as you're going through warm-ups. So to get in an Oklahoma drill, it's not about the drill, it's about the attitude that Rule wants to instill into his team.
2nd down and 8. The black shirts were famous here in Nebraska for years, trying to get back to the physicality. Raiola all day to throw, dumps it off. Emmett Johnson again slips a tackle, stays on his feet near the 10-yard line. It's the Emmett Johnson game in Nebraska.
I mean, my goodness, this guy is have a day, Emmett Johnson. This is, I mean, he's the total package. Look at that spin move. That is so special. What a play. Raiola's loving it. What quarterback wouldn't love it? I'll just check it down to my back for 3 yards and, oh wait, no, I'll turn it into a big gain, 20, 30-yard gain.
He's got 6 catches for 85 yards. He's again over 100 yards on the ground as Harburg is in the game. Harburg keeps behind that big offensive line, and shooting through to make the tackle is Christian Allegro.
I mean, what a game, Emmett Johnson. 13 for 100 on the ground, 6 for 85 catching the ball.
We saw the graphic earlier, Jake. He was
man.
averaging just under 50 yards of total offense per game.
Yeah.
He's got 185.
And it comes back to Dana Holgorsen. He hasn't, this is not Dana's system. He's been in Nebraska for under 3 weeks. So all he's doing is looking at the strengths of these players and finding a way to unlock it.
Take a timeout by Nebraska. We've been talking about it a lot today because it's a huge game. Women's volleyball coming up there at Beeson. The number 2 Huskers take on Sarah Franklin, the 6th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers. Inside the Devaney Center, there's going to be a sea of red making their way from Memorial Stadium to the Devaney Center as soon as we're finished up here. 11:26 to go. Emmett Johnson having a whale of a game for his career, 100-yard game on the ground. He's almost got 100 receiving yards too.
Look at Raiola just commanding this offense.
Raiola across the middle. Nair with the catch. Mark him down at the 8.
Preston Zachman was waiting for it. They've run this it's kind of like a pick play, this crossing concept a few times, and Emmett Johnson ran a wheel route. Zachman was with him initially, as he should be, and then came up and made the play.
3rd down and 6. Raiola incomplete. Too tall for Jamal Banks. Had the look that he wanted.
Run the ball, then you can get it to play action, and that's why Ricaldo, you see him looking around a little bit. He knows he was early. That's probably, it looked like a grab. It looked like it could have been a flag.
It's the 2nd time, though, for Banks that he's had a ball that he has missed. Had one go right through his hands for a potential touchdown. That one would have been 6.
Yep.
Field goal try from Hall.
And at 6'4", 220, he has the potential to make that play, flag or no flag aside.
Hall puts it through. 5 straight drives with scores for the Cornhuskers. Football in the Big Ten Network is brought to you by Auto Owners Insurance, Simple Human Sense, and by Rinvoq. Huskers dominating. 5 straight drives ending in scores. Trying to win their first ever Freedom Trophy. Jake, watch out. I'm going to draw on the... Oh, look at that. Big circles, Jake.
Man, you're going to take my job, Jeff. That's a great circle.
Let's check in with Dave Revson in Chicago.
Well, Jeff, Penn State has moved ahead of Minnesota for the first time today. Nick Singleton, his 5th TD run of the year. It's 23-22. Nittany Lions in the 4th.
We will be in Happy Valley next week. Thanks so much. Crazy game up in Minneapolis. That Gopher team is gritty.
Yes. How about, I mean, the shakeup? Big Ten had 4 of the top 5 teams. Indiana went down on the road to Ohio State. Penn State struggling.
Dupree to the outside, picks up 4. I've never drawn on the telestrator before, Jake, so thank you for letting me do that.
Listen, like I said, for your first circle, that was a really good circle. It's not easy.
No, it's not.
It's not easy drawing circles.
Well, for Nebraska, they're trying to win the Freedom Trophy for the first time. They've been playing for this between Wisconsin and Nebraska since 2014. Badgers 9-0 since its inception. Braden Locke to the outside. He's short of a first down. Vinny Anthony with another reception. 5th catch for Vinny Anthony, first in the second half.
And really, this drive is pretty much, this is the game at this point, with it being a 20-point game. Nebraska has a chance to effectively put this one away. Wisconsin's thinking they simply have to score a touchdown.
Under 10 minutes to go. Up the gut, stuffed again. Uman Mielen again with another TFL.
Yeah, but once again, that started with Ty Robinson on the inside. I mean, look, they're trying to run this up the middle, and just look at the wall that Darian Dupree runs into. I mean, there's just nowhere to go because of Hutmaker and Robinson. Once again, here's the game.
4th and 1. Whistles blow this one dead. And Nebraska calls their second
Charge
timeout.
Timeout, Nebraska. Their second. This will be a full timeout.
Nebraska uses a timeout. We will too. Luke Fickell and the Badgers on 4th and 1 from their own 34-yard line.
I want to circle Ty Robinson here, number 9. If I'm Wisconsin, I'm running away from big number 9. There he is.
Packed in tight. Walker squirts through, first down Wisconsin. They needed to have it. They blocked it well.
Yeah. The left side blocked it well. The right, Ty Robinson almost got there. He got through, but a good job by Walker, the veteran, finding that space backside.
They got to get this tempo moving.
They cannot huddle. I mean, this has got to be, it's got to be 2-minute drill from here on out.
Locke going deep. Anthony's open. Caught. Touchdown, Wisconsin. Deep threat. And Vinny Anthony with a score.
Well, I don't know what the safeties were doing there. There was a flash of little play action, but not too much threat to run at this point in the game. And what you notice is there's no safety. They got caught with their eyes in the backfield. And that's a tough task for anyone to run with Vinny Anthony down the field. And I mean, that is exactly what Wisconsin needed right there.
Now they go for 2.
We were calling for it.
Nebraska subbing some players in. Locke to the outside. 2-point conversion is good. Bryson Green, 2 touchdowns and a 2-point conversion. Don't go anywhere. .12-point game, 8:30 to go. The bomb to Vinny Anthony, his 3rd touchdown catch of the year.
Well, I mean, I don't need to say it again. Nebraska fans, they've been through a lot as a fan base. They know heartache. This game's far from over.
And in one possession games, too.
Yes.
That has not been a recipe for success that Matt Rule has inherited here. It has not gone well in one possession games over the course of his tenure in almost 2 full seasons. But right now it's a 2 possession game, so we don't need to talk about that. Lom kicks it away. Fair catch called for and secured. And let's go back to the touchdown, Jake.
Yep, so it's awareness of the situation. Watch this safety right here. There's really no threat to the run game. So why are you staying flat-footed? And I don't know the coverage, so maybe I'm wrong. But because of the safety, with his eyes in the backfield, almost as like a robber technique, that gets Vinny Anthony one-on-one. I mean, seriously, he has been the deep threat. You need to have a safety over the top with Vinny Anthony on the outside. This is what he has done all year. Really, no corners have been able to cover him on that type of route. So it was a good scheme by Wisconsin. Way to read it by Braden Locke. But once again, it was the safety or lack thereof that opened that route up.
Now here's the other thing. Can Wisconsin's defense get a stop? They haven't done it at all. 5 straight drives of scores for Nebraska. Raiola hits Borkature on the backside. Borkature puts his head down. First down, Nebraska.
That's how you, I mean, you want to put that to bed. Do you want a moment in time to say you've changed as a program? Here's the opportunity. Exactly to your point, Jeff. If you can go down, if you can control the clock and get some points on senior night. But don't count out this Wisconsin defense, though. I mean, under Coach Tressel, they've been playing some of their best ball. Played great ball against Oregon last week. A capable unit.
Raiola pulls it out. Barney again with a catch. Preston Zachman with a pop on the backside.
Took a shot to the head there. It's good to see him bounce up. He took a big time shot on that one, so he's coming off.
Barney having another great day. 8 catches, 82 yards. 2nd down and 1.
Staying aggressive. Kind of interesting throwing the ball in these first 2 plays. Now, that last one could have been an RPO.
Raiola again takes a short check down. 1st down, Nebraska. Isaiah Garcia Castaneda, he has dealt with injuries for the last couple of seasons, gets the catch.
You can just, when you watch Raiola, I literally watched him go read 1, read 2, read 3. Here's my crosser, let's get to him. And he looks like a veteran. And he's operating this offense like a veteran to keep the guys huddled so you don't snap outside of 10 seconds.
And he's had time. He's stayed clean all day.
Holgerson's looking like a prophet right now.
Emmett Johnson on the ground. Inside the 40-yard line. And flags come out.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 4, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Tackett Curtis, who came in for Jake Chaney when he was injured earlier.
Saw the official's hand go up, right? The signifying the play was dead. I mean, completely unnecessary. I mean, what can I say? It's just, you just cannot do that. It doesn't make any sense to do that.
A lot of frustration. Nebraska putting up 37 points. First tackle, Daryl Peterson jumping on it right at the end. Today's quarterback comparison, it's powered by Unleaded 88s. Braden Locke, he's had a good day, right? He's made good reads. Dylan Raiola has just managed this game so beautifully.
Right. And he certainly has. Braden Locke's played winning football. But the turnovers and the missed field goals. Raiola's also played winning football.
The 2 missed field goals and the fumble lost right at the end of the first half led to 17 points. That's the difference in the game right now. Raiola over the middle, incomplete, knocked out of the hands of Barney.
It is interesting. I mean, look, Raiola's been hot. He's been accurate. He's been so good it almost feels like a run, how accurate he's been. But I am a little bit surprised Dana is not calling more run plays right now to just try to take the air out of the football.
Some of these pass plays are extensions of the run game, but I mean, you're stopping the clock with every incompletion. Raiola takes that check down in and out of the hands, and flags come in late.
In the backfield, it looks like this might be roughing the passer.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense number 0 is thrown to the head. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
John Pius. I don't know if he was trying to go for the ball, but I mean, he clocked Raiola right in the head. So 2 huge penalties on this drive at a point where Wisconsin needed to be perfect. It's not just the yards, but it's the time now. That's a 3rd down, fresh set of downs for Nebraska.
30 yards worth of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. First down and goal, 5:01 to go. Emmett Johnson on the carry, stuffed.
Well, the obvious and important thing to point out here is ball security. You can never take a play for granted. We know that from the last play in the first half when Wisconsin was stripped by Nebraska. So for Nebraska here offensively, it's even more important than scoring a touchdown is protecting the football. A field goal doesn't do you too much. It would then be a 16-point game, a 2-possession game. Excuse me, 15-point game, 2-possession game. A touchdown would make it a 3-possession game and effectively end this.
Nebraska will use their final timeout,
Nebraska, their
of
third
this contest.
Final timeout.
Step out. Fourth quarter, 4:16 to go. Nebraska up by 12. Second down and goal from the 8-yard line. If you're Wisconsin, you got 3 timeouts in your pocket. At some point, you got to start using those just to save time.
Yep. I mean, this play right here, right? I'd imagine every play going forward, if the runner's tackled in bounds, as Fickle would use his timeouts.
Pop pass to Barney. Trying to get to the outside. And he's brought down. There's a flag that comes in late. It looked like Barney's face mask got grabbed, but that flag came in late.
The crowd wanted it.
A grab from the ear hole.
Yep.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 4, half the distance to the goal, first down.
That's Tackett Curtis' second personal foul penalty on this drive.
It's almost ironic in a sense that here's Nebraska trying to get their 6th win. They know the opposite feeling of this. They know what it's like to have terrible penalties that result in a loss. Now it's Wisconsin. Nebraska's on the benefiting end.
Dowdell stopped just short.
Johnson doesn't have a touchdown. I wonder
Well, look who's lining up as a fullback, Ty Robinson.
Oh, I can't wait to see this.
Where are they going to go? Robinson's in the backfield.
Look at that.
Handoff. Dowdell. Touchdown, his third.
Ty Robinson hit Leon Lowry, number 8, and he is down on the field right now. That was a really, really big-time collision. Leon Lowry's still down. Just watch this. Bam. Oh. And Dowdell up and over for 6.
On senior night, Ty Robinson is having a whale of a game.
How good does he look for 310 pounds, though, right? I mean, that is a lean 310. And hopefully, that's Leon Lowry, the edge for Wisconsin, still down on the field. He took on Ty Robinson. I mean, Jeff, this fan base, you won't find a more loyal fan base in college football. I never got to play here as a player, but some of my teammates did, and these fans would wish you good luck. I mean, you normally go into different environments and you're getting heckled by the fan base. They'd wish you good luck. They love football. They love this Cornhusker team. They have been waiting for this moment for years. They earned the right to chant go big red right there.
44 points, a season high for Nebraska. And they are just mere minutes away from Golden Bowling. The sea of red is feeling it now. The Freedom Trophy, 3 minutes and 11 seconds away from staying in Nebraska for the first time ever. Again, Wisconsin 9-0 in this rivalry. And the trophy has never stayed in Lincoln. (44-25), a season high for Nebraska. They've scored on 6 straight drives. Dana Holgorsen calling it gem. Final drive recaps the entire day around the conference. That's tonight, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific, only on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Some Husker fans that are making their way out of Memorial Stadium, and some will be taking the walk over to the Devaney Center and watch the volleyball game between Wisconsin and Nebraska coming up later tonight. With the completion, picks up 9 to Vinny Anthony. Anthony having a good day. 7 catches, over 130 yards, and a score. Wisconsin will look back at this one and say the missed opportunities.
Absolutely.
Rock again to pass. Incomplete, intercepted. Tip drill in and out of the hands of Bryson Green, and Deshaun Singleton, his first pick of the year, puts it on ice.
This is crazy. Nebraska, they're used to being on the other end of this feeling and taking advantage. Singleton of the tip drill. He's one of those seniors, Jeff. Matt Rule talked about him, thought he might get an extra year.
With a sideline warning for interference. Rolling on the field's an interception, first down.
I think Matt Rule is going to be okay with that sideline warning. Here's the interception. Singleton ready. Matt Rule talked about this is a guy, senior night, thought he might get another year. He played 4 games last year, a few snaps against Michigan, applied for a waiver, denied. So his time here in Lincoln is coming to an end. That's a heck of a way to help put a cap on this game and put a cap on one of the final games of his college career.
Heinrich Haarberg is in at quarterback. 2:37 to go in this one. Haarberg will run it over the right side and be brought down. He scored the first touchdown of the game for Nebraska. Remember, Jake, this was 14-10. And then Nebraska scored 10 points in the final 17 seconds of the first half.
Yes.
Game just totally flipped after that final couple of seconds where they decided to not just kneel on it, as Raiola firing up the sea of red.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
Hey everybody, Ashley Adams in our Big Ten Network studios. As you can see, Nebraska trying to close out a monster win over Wisconsin on senior night. It would end the long bowl drought. Be sure to stick around for the post-game show afterwards. Dave, Marcel, Anthony join me to break it all down. We hope Nebraska and Wisconsin fans will hang out with us all night. We've got a top 10 volleyball showdown at the Devaney Center between the Badgers and the Huskers. That one's coming up later. But for now, a football game to finish. Enjoy the rest of it.
Thanks so much, Ashley. Freedom Trophy on standby for this Nebraska fan base. 44 points, a season high for the Huskers. They've done everything right. Almost 300 yards through the air, almost 200 yards on the ground as Gabe Irvin is in the game. Haarberg will carry it. Haarberg is wrapped up and brought down. Christian Allegro on the tackle. Coming up after the ball game, a Big Ten Live football postgame show, sponsored by State Farm. Breaks down all the action. Dave, Ashley, Marcel, and Anthony will have the scores and highlights from this one and around the Big Ten as a full-on line change with guys coming off the field. That first team offensive line, they have done outstanding work today.
Yes, they have. I know Nebraska fans know, I know this team knows. I wonder if the common person knows how hard it is mentally to do what Matt Rule has done, which is, he had to say it a number of times this year, guys, we're not snake bitten. This isn't bad luck. We can do this, we're capable. And it's been so long, so many years, not just this season, but years of frustration. And that guy right there is a heck of a leader. And it's been nearly 2 years coming now from the excitement when he was initially brought in. 5-1 start to the season, then a frustrating stretch. My goodness, it was frustrating, but this win today certainly earned on senior night.
You told us, Jake, the program's going to win when it's ready to win.
There you go.
It's a big win today.
Right.
35 seconds away from win number 6 in bowl eligibility for the first time since 2016. It's the 3rd longest in the FBS.
Now it's not over. Okay, it's not over. That was 4th down, Wisconsin ball. Wisconsin's got to take a snap here.
Doing some trolling on the Wisconsin fans playing jump around. Handoff. And Dupree picks up 8. Wisconsin battled. They did some good things on offense today, but at the end of the day, it's all Nebraska. The Freedom Trophy will stay in Lincoln, and the Cornhuskers are going bowling.
Since 2016, I think that the journey to get here, not easy. Long and filled with a number of challenges. Congratulations to Matt Rule and this fan base and this football team. It's going to be a fun one tonight.
As we talked about it, Jake, it's not just the fact they're going to a bowl. It's the practices this program is going to get. And the fans deserving to pour out onto this field. Brooke Fletcher's got Matt Rule. If you can hear us, take it away, Brooke.
Coach told me he's eager to go celebrate with the fans here. Coach, first bowl appearance for Nebraska since 2016. What does this win mean to you?
Well, it means a lot to these seniors. I want to go hug those guys. You know, they haven't had this moment, so really proud of them, happy for them.
You mentioned that you want to get this win here for them. Just what did they bring to the table here tonight?
Well, they weathered the storm, they battled. I told a couple of them they got to deal with me for a couple more weeks at the bowl practice. So, I mean, this was a good football team. We haven't beat them in 11 years. It's about time we did it.
You showed command on both sides of the ball. When you play like this, what's the potential of this team?
Well, you know, we have some vets, but we're still some young guys, and that playing this experience makes some great plays on special teams. Johnny Hole made some big kicks, won the turnover battle, just a well-rounded win.
Ty Robinson told me he bleeds Nebraska. He loves this team. He loves this school. What do you make of the dominance he showed here tonight?
Well, he's one of the best players in the country. Someone better take him really high. He came back to improve that, but also to do this. So I love him. He's like a son to me, honestly, and I can't wait to go celebrate with him right now.
Last one, Freedom Trophy. It's staying here. Where are you going to put it?
I'm saying it one more time.
The Freedom Trophy, where are you going to put it?
You know what? We don't have a place for it, but we're going to find one. It's been a long time, but I sent those guys to go get it. They earned it. Happy for them.
Congratulations, Coach. Go enjoy.
First win ever in the battle for the Freedom Trophy by the Nebraska Cornhuskers. They snap a 10-game losing streak against Wisconsin. And these Husker fans have earned every moment of this.
They did. I mean, what a game. And credit to a lot of people, but, man, credit to Dana Holgerson. What a game he called. This offense looked brand new. You mentioned a season-high points. They looked balanced. He unlocked that talent that we knew Raiola had. The running game got going. Emmett Johnson, maybe the MVP. Just a complete team win.
Great day for Husker Nation in Lincoln. Bottle this up. Take it over to the volleyball court, too. 44-25, your final score. Nebraska over Wisconsin. For Jake Budd, Brooke Fletcher, and our entire crew, I'm Jeff Levering saying so long from Memorial Stadium. Big Ten Live football postgame sponsored by State Farm is coming up in just a moment. Good night from Lincoln.